Western Mass News is getting answers on the issue of wasted vaccines. I'm Sabrina Reilley with those details coming up.
Is live in Springfield for you this morning, getting answers. Sabrina, what have you learned?
Well, Taylor and Jordan, this is definitely not news that anybody wants to hear, especially those who are anxiously awaiting their own COVID-19 vaccination. Now, that said, state of the issue coming up in 30 minutes time. But for now, live in Springfield, Sabrina Reilley, Western Mass News.
More. And Sabrina, what can you tell us about this?
Well, Western Mass News has learned that since the beginning of the rollout plan, there have been roughly 1,200 doses of the vaccine that have simply gone to waste, which is definitely up in the next half hour. But for now, live in Springfield, Sabrina Reilley, Western Mass News. This morning, we are getting answers on wasted vaccines in the Bay State. I'm Sabrina Reilley with the numbers just ahead.
Is live in Springfield, getting answers, letting you know kind of how this relates, at least to the total number of shots in arms, too. Hey, Sabrina.
Yeah, Taylor and Jordan, this is probably not news that anybody wants to hear. There has even been just a few of these vaccines that have been wasted, but unfortunately, it is the reality that we face with this entire process. The percentage of all of this. Now, coming up in the next half hour, we break those percentages down of how many people have been vaccinated versus those that have been wasted. But for now, live in Springfield, Sabrina Reilley, Western Mass News.
With more. And Sabrina, what can you tell us?
Well, Western Mass News has learned that roughly 1,200 of these doses have been wasted since the beginning of the rollout. Now, more on that coming up in just the next block. But for now, live in Springfield, Sabrina Reilley, Western Mass News.
With more on this. Hi, Sabrina.
Yeah, Taylor and Jordan, roughly 1,200 doses of these vaccines have been thrown away. That is compared to the nearly 1 million doses that have been administered throughout the Bay State. And while that is a small percentage, when you think of it in those terms, experts we spoke with said that it's somewhat inevitable, considering the nature of this vaccination process, that some would go to waste. Now, it is important to note that Western Mass News has reached out to Governor Baker for comment on this issue, or if anything's being done to change this issue so that less vaccines are wasted, but we have not heard back. In Springfield, Sabrina Reilley, Western Mass News.